It's Mr. MTV. Just gonna have a quick chat about the game against Manchester City, the FA Cup final, the treble stopping game, and the derby. All at once, everything's at stake there for Manchester United. We have got to win this tournament. We will stop Manchester City winning a treble, and then we will win a trophy, and it will be a perfect season to end off. I mean, we've won the Carabao Cup, and if we could get the FA Cup, it will be an absolutely buzzing season. So Manchester United have to win tomorrow against Manchester City in the FA Cup final. It's the biggest game this decade for Manchester United. Obviously, Manchester United have won the treble already. Manchester City are trying to win their first treble. They haven't even won the Champions League yet. There's a big difference between both clubs. But I just think if Manchester City win the treble, Manchester United fans having that lightly. I mean, Manchester City have been a good side for the past, I would say, 10 years. They've been a really good team. But I think Newcastle are coming into the equation now where hopefully you got a team that will challenge Manchester City. So I think if we could just do a job tomorrow and beat Manchester City, so we confirm that they're not going to win the treble, I think, I think it is going to be really good, because I think Newcastle will be challenging very soon. Will be challenging Manchester City for the league, and hopefully Champions League, and many more tournaments. So Manchester United, we cannot play our kind of we cannot have a day off. We've got to be all at it. Go. If we get at them, we could get something out. We have drawn their last game against Brighton, and they've lost their last. So they've drawn one and lost their last two games. They've drawn against Brighton and lost against Brentford. So we could get something out of it. Manchester City can be beaten. It just depends what team that turns up. If you get the Manchester City that beat Arsenal 4 and absolutely smashed Real Madrid 4-0, then it's going to be a really tough day for us. But if Manchester City that turned up against Brentford, I think we've got a chance. So fingers crossed we get the Manchester City that turned up against Brentford. I don't think these players need any motivation. I think they know what's at stake. They know the history of the club. I'm sure people will tell them inside what this means for the fans, for the club, if they win this game, and I'm sure they'll be ready for it. I've seen Eric Ten Hag give his speech after the game on last Sunday against Fulham, and I can tell that, Manchester United players should be up for it. They should give it their all, and fingers crossed we can get something out of this game, because it's going to be a really tough one. You're playing against arguably the best team in Europe. Best attacking team in Europe, I'll say. So it's going to be tough, and Manchester City's defense has been good this season. I've seen they hardly concede any goals. When they were chasing the league title, chasing Arsenal, most of the games they win like 3-0, 4-0, those type of scores, and they don't concede many goals. So Marcus Rashford and whoever's playing up top, Martial, Jadon Sancho, Anthony, hopefully he'll be fit, has to be on the A game, because Manchester City are really good defensively. Is this a high pressure game for these players? Obviously they'll be watching the social media, what's going on, that they got to win this game to stop the treble and whatnot, and I just hope it doesn't get to the players, because like I said, this is going to be a very, very high pressure game. I mean, people are telling you that you've got to win to secure Manchester City not winning the treble and whatever, and it's a derby, and all these things factor into it. So I just hope it doesn't get to the players, and I just hope they can play their games, and we might have a chance, and I genuinely do believe that we have a chance. Obviously, we've had so many injuries this season, and we're still suffering from a couple now. Martinez, obviously, I'm sure he's not going to be fit for the game. Antony, fingers crossed, he will be. Hopefully, Antony's going to be ready for this game. I really do hope, because a player like Antony, he can make things happen. He's a hard worker, very quick. So we do really need Antony. What game plan can we implement to stop Manchester City? Now, Manchester City, if you, I'm sure everybody knows, they have literally 75% possession all game. Obviously, I'm 100% sure City will have more possession than us, but it's about taking our chances. And it's any chance, you've got to take it. You cannot afford to miss chances, and it has to be our day. So everything has to be going for us. Corners, which we hardly ever score from, and actually in the semi-final, Manchester City versus Sheffield United. Early on in the game, Sheffield United missed a chance. Iliman Ndiaye missed a chance, which could have taken Sheffield United 1-0 up. Now, it would have been a different game if that went in. But yeah, these type of chances that I'm talking about, any chance, we've got to take them, and we cannot afford to miss chances, because Manchester City, they can score in any given moment, and even if you 1-0 up, they could easily come back in any game. Just to round it up, our season, I think, has been fantastic. Has been perfect, in my opinion. Obviously, last season we were terrible. We were shocking. We barely even made the Europa League. This season, obviously, we've made the Champions League. We've been third place. Third place in a tough season. I mean, Newcastle were a really good side this season. I'm really impressed by them, and I think they're going to push on from here. But yeah, all in all, I think we've had a good season. Ending third in the league. We're in the Carabao Cup, and now hopefully we win the FA Cup. So yeah, I think it's been a perfect season. First season for Erik ten Hag. He will want to sign new players. I think a lot of the players we've got in our team don't add as much value as Ten Hag would want. But yeah, this summer's going to be key. We've got to sign a couple of players, and yeah, I think all in all, if you ask the average Manchester United fan, they should be buzzing with this season. And I think we'll be even more buzzing if we can just get the job done tomorrow afternoon against Manchester City. Fingers crossed, it's going to be a 2-1 win for Manchester United, same score as the game at Old Trafford. I'm hoping that's going to be the result. But yeah, nothing scares us. I mean, we go into this game with no pressure. We're the underdogs. We're clearly the underdogs. I mean, anybody who plays against Manchester City at this moment in time is an underdog. Relaxed, and we just give it our all, and that's all we can expect from our players. Obviously, Manchester City, like what we said, they're favourites, but you never know. It's a game of football, 90 minutes, anything can happen, and hopefully we'll win the FA Cup. I've been Mr. MTV. Till next time, come on United.